pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see areas of fog and partly sunny skies this morning. We'll see an afternoon storm chance in the forecast. We'll see a high around 86. Tonight, we'll see a chance of storms early, then mostly cloudy skies, low around 66. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies throughout most of the day. We'll see a high around 87. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. From the playing fields to the sidelines, from Florida to California, from the Big 12 to the Big 10, welcome to the wide world of Raff. Live from the 93.7 The Ticket studios in the heart of Lincoln, America, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Chris Raff.
All right, everybody, we are back again. It's the wide world of Raff. It is Wednesday night. It's a little after 6. We got Harrison on the board. I'm back in studio, and the last couple weeks we've covered NFL quarterbacks, NFL wide receivers. Tonight, we talk about the lightning rod of the NFL right now. Top running backs in the NFL. They're just not getting paid. They're upset about it. It's going to be a crazy year, I have a feeling, with the running backs. So we got Pro Football Focus. We got their top 32 running backs. We'll go through their top 32. We'll talk about each one of them, and then we'll make our way into the wide world of Raff top 10. We'll see how it differs. And then I also got the Madden top 10 running backs. We'll see how that compares to what Pro Football Focus and Raff has to say. So, all right, we'll start now. Number 32, we got former Bears running back, now Nick Sainter's Detroit Lions running back, David Montgomery at number 32. Yeah, I'm good with him at 32.
He didn't want. I'm a Bears fan. He didn't want me at times, but he keep you on time at least.
He'd have that. Yeah. He'd have those moments where you're like, oh, he's going to break out, and then you don't hear from him for a few weeks, and you're like, what happened to him? So, got him, and I put their ages down also. He is 26 years old. You're going to see a pattern for him here real quick.
Okay.
As these running backs. So he is 26 years old. So number 32, we're good with that. 32. Number 31, we got Cam Akers, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. All right, Cam Akers, I think that he'll have a better year this year just for the fact that he's got a year since his Achilles injury. Mm-hmm. He's a good running back. They'll get Stafford back. I think he'll have a decent year, so I could see him moving up in the rankings. 24 years old, 24. So
yeah, 26, 24.
26,
right
24. It's crazy. I went through and I was just like, it's like I get where, these running backs wanting to get paid, but
I
the
was going to
problem
ask,
is
it tied in with the age with
they're
this money thing?
it's completely tied in with
Uh-huh.
the age. It's crazy. So, all right. So now we got at number 30, we got the free agent right now, Zeke Elliott. And Zeke, they have him at 30. I still think that he can be a serviceable, like first and second down back. He can get you 3 or 4 yards. It's funny about the situation, though. How old do you think Ezekiel is?
Let me think here. He can't be that old, can he?
It feels like he played like a long time for the Cowboys. He played his rookie contract, signed that big contract a few years back.
I'm gonna go. He can't be too much different age, like 26, 27?
27.
27.
And it's crazy that just the pounding that he took with the Cowboys and with Ohio State. I thought he was more like 28, 29 or 29, 30-ish. Because it just seems like, man, he's slowed down a lot since he's been in the league. He don't have, like when he first got to the league, he had that because he ran hurdles in high school. He had that crazy breakaway speed.
Yeah.
And he was always breaking long runs. Then it seemed like, last year, the year before that, those long runs went down, and now they turned into like 4-yard runs, 5-yard runs, 3-yard runs. But I was mesmerized by that. I was like, gosh, he's only 27, because I feel, like Tony Romo, he played with Tony Romo, and Tony's been out of the league for, 3 or 4 years already.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we will see what happens with Zeke.
I hope he turns it around. He's one of those players that I really did enjoy watching. Obviously, he gets the huge contract, which just hasn't always worked out well for running backs for whatever reason.
And Jerry Jones has talked about that they would be interested in bringing him back at a lower salary cap number. But I think he'll garner interest from around the league. So if he winds back up with the Cowboys, would not be surprised. But there is always that possibility that maybe he'll sit out the first couple weeks and wait for injuries to happen, where he knows he can go and be the starter. So we'll see how he play. He'll be like the Sue of running backs, where he'll just wait it out and see where the contender's at, who needs a running back, and away he goes. All right, so we got number 29 now. Number 29 from the Green Bay Packers, we got A.J. Dillon. I like A.J. Dillon, good running back. He's behind Aaron Jones, so I don't know if he'll ever get that, where he can be super productive.
Yeah, he'd have to leave, or like you said, an injury situation to kind of get, and then even then, once he gets healthy again, he's probably going somewhere else.
You hate being that way, but it's just like the only way that I see him, maybe rushing for 400 or 500 yards, being that back, kind of like the guy that comes in and spells Aaron Jones. I think they've got a really good situation there in Green Bay where they have a two-headed monster. I think that's where you find your most production with running backs these days. And that, again, I think goes back to running backs not getting paid as much as what they want. Also, as you see a lot of systems where they use two backs. So we'll see how that plays out for A.J. Dillon. And then we move up to number 28. Number 28, I was kind of surprised by this. I did not know Rashad Penny signed with the Eagles this offseason.
Oh, yeah.
I should have paid better attention. I got to be better. But played for Seahawks. Now he's with the Eagles. I think Rashad Penny has a chance to be really, really good in this offense with that offensive line. Miles Simon, I don't know, not sure I know what he was thinking, more money, move on. But, man, I'll tell you what, Rashad Penny, he's in a spot right now that if he has a big year, watch out. I could easily see him rushing for 1,400, 1,500 yards this year.
Yeah, that's the best team as a running back to kind of get your numbers.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have an awesome line. You got Kelsey back kind of running that front for you. Just that right there. I mean, this is the running backs, but that's still by far the best offensive line heading into the season. So
I'm excited to see what he does with the Eagles. When I saw that, I was like, I had to like double take for a second. I was like, huh? So we'll see how that all works out for him. Number 27 for the 49ers, we got Elijah Mitchell for the 49ers. I like Elijah Mitchell. I also like once again, it's one of those offense things. Kyle Shanahan, he's a disciple of the Alex Gibbs offensive lines coachings of yesteryear. I don't know if you know who Alex Gibbs is.
Rings a bell, but if I had to point him out in the line, I wouldn't be able to.
Well, Alex Gibbs was the offensive line coach for the Broncos and the Chiefs. He was like the guru of offensive line. He teaches the zone blocking.
Oh, so like a pioneer almost in how they saw the game. And
he is the pioneer of zone blocking.
Okay.
Running the football. And a lot of the successful seasons have came when Alex Gibbs was the offense coordinator. And that's what Kyle Shanahan runs with the 49ers. So you're always going to have some big production out of the 49ers in the running game. So I like Elijah Mitchell there. I think he'll have a big season, but I completely he'll have a big season, but I got to remember all these trades and all this production.
Yeah.
There's another guy there right now that
he's not that good. He's all right.
Well, yeah, there's that McCaffrey guy.
Yeah. So guy that got a trick. What was that? Receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown. And what was the third? He threw for one as well.
And McCaffrey. See with
on start.
But with McCaffrey though, I've never seen him as like a bell cow running back, like carrying the ball 25, 30 times a game.
I think it's just because he's versatile though. Like they just find different ways to use him. So maybe, like you said, maybe not like carrying it 20 times a game, but he's. So I still see Elijah Mitchell getting 10 to 15 carries every game. So that's a good point.
So I still see him having a big season just with that offensive line. All right, number 26. Your Bears, Khalil Herbert.
That's about right for me. I never saw him sitting too high. He's, the Bears for a second there almost kind of looked like they had a two-headed monster too with Montgomery, but he's kind of the same thing. He shows you flashes, but I mean overall, you're definitely happy to have him as far as running backs go. You're not paying him a ton of money. And yeah, I mean, that's about where he sits. I wouldn't put him too much higher than that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of him will be the progression of Justin Fields.
Yeah, big time.
If Justin Fields, I completely think Justin Fields is the same progression as Hurts. I just the way they are, the way they work, the mobility. But I was watching Fields last year. I was like, oh man, this guy he can be. Hopefully, the Bears' curse of quarterbacks doesn't jump on his back. It has happened an awful lot. It just cracks me up when you think of the Bears quarterbacks. You're just
best quarterback I saw growing up on the Bears was Jay Cutler. Put that in perspective.
Yeah.
That was the best I got. Instead of a guy like Fields, I'm super excited. We'll see what it looks like with DJ Moore too. He's got Claypool. We played with him a little bit already.
Yeah.
Refine those connections a little bit. I'm just excited to see it because the mobility's there. But a lot of people bashed on the offensive line, but he's got to help him out a little bit too. If you're scrambling for that long, not finding your targets,
you got to throw the ball, get rid of it. But yeah, I think back like when I was growing up, it was like Jim McMahon. But then you think back to Jim McMahon, he only had like 3 or 4 seasons where he was productive because he was injured all the time. Yeah. I mean, not all his fault. He got the super cheap shot from the Green Bay player. I don't know. You ever saw that one? That was crazy.
No, I'd have to go back.
Jim McMahon throws the ball. He's standing there for about 4 seconds. The guy comes and body slams him and separates his shoulder. I think his name was Charles Adams, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's crazy. That's like that Chicago jinx. I mean, here you got Jim McMahon. He's rolling. They won the Super Bowl. Everything's good. They got a great defense. And then out of nowhere, he comes and just body slams the guy. It was one of the craziest plays ever. It wasn't even in the play. Just out of nowhere, body slam, separated shoulder. Jim McMahon, he played for several years after that, but never ever regained back to that Jim McMahon the way he was before he got that
Really?
injury.
So that injury really took him away from his peak, you think?
Totally. Man, lost a lot of arm strength.
Well, let's hope for the Bears.
Yeah.
They're due for one. Aaron Rodgers is gone. You got some praying to do over there.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos fans.
Hey. Don't make me come across this table right now. I don't take kindly to these Broncos haters out there. I hear it every morning.
Hey, he was throwing some deep balls today. Some good film out of him.
Crisp.
Yeah.
Crisp. I hear it every morning from AD and Nick, my Broncos, my beloved Broncos. All right, let's move up to number 25 for the Saints. Jamal Williams. So Jamal Williams led the league last year, I think, for the Lions touchdown carries. I just thought back to how the NFL is just such a crazy place with running backs because after that game against after he played Green Bay, he was so passionate and came out and playing for his city and Detroit, and then boom, free agency, he gone. He's playing for the Saints this year. So you got Jamal Williams. I see him. Hey, pecan pie. I will not take that over the text line. I cannot read that. That is horrible. Pecan pie. Come on now.
I can read it. It says Broncos suck.
Boo. Boo. No, they're amazing.
We'll see. I'm actually not willing. I don't
struggling.
want to get off track here, but I'm actually not willing to rule them out.
Oh yeah,
They still got some talent.
Oh yeah.
As much as I'm not a massive Wilson fan, you're not going to get that 2 years in a row.
Yeah, Russ is going to cook. But Jamal Williams, he's another situation. I think he'll be used exactly like he was in Detroit because you got Kamara there, and I haven't really paid much attention to Kamara. I know he was having some legal issues, but I think I haven't heard anything, so I'm guessing he's good to go for the season. So
yeah, I think he's going to be fine.
So if he's good to go, then we're all good. You got a good backup. Jamal come in, score some 1-yard touchdowns, 2-yard touchdowns, good to go. All right, number 24, we got Damian Harris of the Buffalo Bills. So Damian Harris was with the Patriots. Now he's with the Bills. 24. I'm not even sure if he's the best back on their team.
Yeah, I would have put him lower.
I think James Cook is going to be probably the starter for the Bills this year.
I don't know if I go that far.
I'm going James Cook. Going James Cook.
Why do you think him?
I don't know. I just something about him, just the way he ran the ball last year. I know that the Bills of all believer. Yeah, OJCJ, that a boy. Wait a second. That's what I'm talking about. Playoff team this year. Giddy up. Believer, Elway lining up behind the wrong guy. That was only been, holy cow. That was 40 years ago. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. Yep, and Sanderson, McMahon did have concussions, but I think a lot of that stemmed from after that Adams play, just wasn't quite the player that he once was. But yeah, he had a lot of injuries, but he ended up playing like close to 18 years in the league. So
really just fell off after that though. That
yeah,
one incident.
Just a backup quarterback, backup.
Which shoulder was it? Was it his throwing arm?
Throwing arm. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it.
Yep, it did it too. And then the Bears went in. That's when they went into like they had Jim Harbaugh as their quarterback. They had Mike Tomczak, Doug Flutie.
Yeah,
they were all over. Mike Ditka was not afraid to play a quarterback. That's for sure. All right, so we were at Damian Harris. Yep. So like I said, I think James Cook's the better back there, but I could be proven wrong. Damian Harris could come in, but I just think the Bills. I just don't know. I feel like they're that team. They were everybody's darling this year or last year. And now this year, I'm just they scare me. I'm like, I feel like they're kind of like a glass house where it's about to be shattered just because you don't know Diggs. They say Diggs is looking good though. So if they keep everything together, then I could see where Damian Harris could have a big year for them, but they need a running game because if they rely on Josh Allen running the ball sooner or later, that's, like I said, that goes back to that whole glass house where it could shatter at any time. Because if he gets injured, oh man, it's not going to be a good scene in Buffalo. That's for sure.
No, that would be, yeah, you do get worried. I mean, I understand he's a massive human being and that's going to help him out injury wise. But it's one of those things too. If you tell that guy, like, to slide, he's not going to listen to you. That's what it seems like. He's willing to run over.
He's got to find
to get him to go down.
Somehow he's got to find a way to where he can, on certain occasions, do those plays, but on other occasions, you just got to think a little bit more. And I mean, it can be fixed to a point, but sometimes something kicks in. I forgot why do I always forget these words? Where you're just so into the game, it just kicks in. Your competitiveness, bam, got it. So yeah, so we'll see what happens with the Bills. Now we move up to number 23. And we previously spoke about him playing for the Eagles, but now he's with the Carolina Panthers, Miles Sanders. Miles, good luck. I feel
that's all you got.
I feel like you might have wanted to maybe see what the Eagles had for you in free agency, but it might not have been as much as what the Panthers gave you. But you're going from a situation you went from one of the best lines in the league to an up and coming line with the Panthers. So it'll be curious to see how this all pans out for him. I hope it works out for him, but I'm more scared than anything that I'm like, I don't know. I think I would have stayed with that Super Bowl contender. But
yeah, if you're going off of like just pure talent, he's probably where he should still be. But if you're thinking about production wise, I don't see it getting better.
So I don't see him probably next year. If he's 23rd on the list next year, that's a successful year for him.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
So I'm good with Miles Sanders at 23. Now we got Number 22, we got Joe Mixon from the Bengals. I was actually a little bit surprised. I thought he might be a little bit higher on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So Mixon at 22, I think he has a possibility where he can move up on this list. But I forgot to say the ages of our running backs since Ezekiel. But I'll let you know that the oldest running back since Ezekiel was Rashad Penny at 27. Oh no,
Was it Zeke 27?
27. And Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams is 28.
Okay.
All the rest, 25 and 26 years old. So Joe Mixon, 26 years old. Bengals thought he'd be a little bit higher, but we'll go with that. So
he's kind of with a line that's still figuring it out too, and they've done some things to help him out there. But there's still, I mean, Joe Burrow's having the same problems with that offensive line. So his is kind of, I feel like he'll grow as far as that offensive line is going to take him.
And they've done a lot to improve that offensive line. They signed
the
left tackle from the Chiefs. Oh gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Oh man, all pro for the Chiefs. Oh, why am I forgetting his name? Somebody help, text line. Help me out. 402-464-5685.
I'm not going to look it up.
New left tackle for the Bengals. All right. Now we're going to move up to number 21. Number 21 from the Kansas City Chiefs, the 7th round draft choice, Isaiah Pacheco at number 21. It's crazy what a difference a couple years makes. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was supposed to be the guy for the Chiefs, and now, Orlando Brown.
Yep.
Thank you, Pecan Pie. Your knowledge is exemplary. But Isaiah Pacheco, number 21 in the Chiefs, in a great offense. I don't know with Clyde Helaire if they're going to do with him, if they're going to try putting him back as a starting back, or if Pacheco is now the man there. If he is, he'll have a big year, and I could see him moving up. And he's only 24 years old, so Pacheco at 21, plus he's on a rookie contract, and I know that Hilaire's contract, I think he has one more year, and then they have to decide whether they're going to option him or let him go or give him his 5th year. So
yeah, I wouldn't mind keeping him around. I like him a lot. He's actually as far as running backs go, injury wise, he seems like he's always pretty damn consistent through most of his career. But I don't know. That's just one if you're just reading the rookie, if you think the rookie's gonna be better than him or not. I think it's his job to keep, honestly.
I don't know. I'm just gonna be curious.
I put him lower if I'm honest.
Chiefs are weird too. They have like that monster too they got Pacheco, they got McKinnon, and then they got Clyde Williams-Helaire. So we'll see how the Chiefs work that this year, if Pacheco will be that man for them. And then at number 20 I was very surprised by, but I'll take it, the 23-year-old from Denver, Javonte Williams.
He's up at 20?
He's at 20.
I'd put him lower.
I'll be honest with you. I just don't know, because before he got injured, I'd have him in the top 20. I mean, he's one of the most devastating, tough, bruising runners in the NFL, breaking tackles left and right. However, that injury that he had, it was more than just the ACL. It was like his MCL, LCL. It was everything. And that he's going to hopefully return back before the start of the season. They gave him clearance to practice. I don't think contact yet, but he's running. And if he gets back for game 1 and if he's able to get somewhat back to the way he was, it's just scary after one of those knee injuries. It just seems like the year after it happens, unless you're Adrian Peterson, then you're just a complete freak and blow out your knee and then come back and rush for 2,000 yards. But that doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out his stats from where he was before his injury. And
yeah,
that's just a hard injury to read off of, because if I'm going off his numbers before, then that pick makes sense. But that's a lot of trust to put in. He's going to bounce back off that.
Yeah, so we'll keep our fingers crossed in Broncos country. I know all of you listening out there got your fingers crossed also for Javonte. All right, now we'll move up to number 19. Number 19, AD's Pittsburgh Steelers, Najee Harris.
I go higher.
I would too. I was surprised when he was at 19. I was like, because he's got 2 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah.
And I think the Steelers' offensive line is going to be better. And I think that having Pickett there with a year under, or half a year under his belt, but just having him there, I think that's going to make a big difference for Pickett.
They're going to have to lean on him too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it's only his 2nd year. They're going to have to go to that running game.
But Najee, he's a big running back. He reminds me a little bit of Derrick Henry, just in the size that they are.
Yeah.
So I like Najee at 20. I just thought it would be higher, or at 19.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 18. Now this is another one that I think could really move up on the list too. He's battled injuries. The 24-year-old from the Ravens, J.K. Dobbins. If he gets healthy, he's been away. He got healthy, came back at the end of the year last year. I think it's his time. If they have a big year, watch out. He'll move up on the list. So, all righty, everybody. What we'll do now is we'll throw it to break. And then when we come back, it's going to be Royals baseball. So if you're listening on the radio, just flip over to the 951 Owl. You can stream on YouTube. You can go to Facebook. Oh, you can go everywhere. Twitter, Twitch. But switch on over. And this is the Wide World of Raff, and we'll be right back.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at PremierDW.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Koppel's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We've got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Koppel. Also, ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Sean Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer, and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m., and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
It's a new era for Nebraska football with a new head coach. Gear up for the season with 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of Big Ten Media Days. Live from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on July 26th and 27th. Jay Foreman, Amon Green, Vershawn Jackson, Terrell Farley, Derek Pearson, Steve Sipple, and Jake Sorensen will be in Indy for our shows on Wednesday and Thursday. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by Ben Bleicher of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate, Gary Michaels Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, and the 1890 Initiative.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has come to the attention of the Nebraska Lottery that when people hear a radio commercial in their car for one of our lotto games, Powerball, Mega Millions, or Lucky for Life, they tend to begin daydreaming about how they'll spend the prize money if they win, instead of paying attention to the road. So please, when I tell you that Nebraska Lottery lotto games offer big money and big fun, keep your mind on driving. Do not start thinking about all the things you could buy if you win. Things like bright red sports cars, tropical vacations, 100-inch TVs, hot tubs, SUVs, a new computer, motorboats.
Bob, snap out of it.
Oh, good heavens. Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. Perhaps I should go home now.
You better let me drive.
Lotto games from the Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Welcome back to the wide world of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. It's the Wide World of Raff. Wednesday night, we are talking running backs, NFL running backs to be precise. At number 17, we move on to the 23-year-old Tyler Algier from the Atlanta Falcons. Don't know a ton about him, but what I saw at the end of the year, I liked what I saw. And Falcons are one of those teams. I'm not sure, what they do at quarterback or where they're at, but I mean, they've got good tight end. So I don't know. I think he's one of those silent guys where you're not going to hear much about him, but maybe he'll patch together, 1,100 yard year.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, he's got no Dameon Pierce. He's on the Texans.
Yeah.
He's not on the Falcons.
Yep.
Yeah, Falcons are, I'm not gonna lie, Falcons are a team where I got to pull up the papers and act like I've been watching them all year.
Don't know
got a good read on their players.
I don't know a ton. I don't know a ton about them, so it'll be one of those things where maybe that he can, stay healthy, and
they'll have to lean on him as far as I know. I mean, the running game,
Yeah.
they don't got a lot going on there. So if he's popping, then they'll keep going with him. If you look at it that way, it's a team that doesn't have an identity.
only
if you can provide
23
it.
and on a rookie contract, so they'll keep on running him.
Is that the youngest guy on the list so far? 23?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
Yes, he
so we
is.
got the widest
Oh
range.
no, Javonte Williams from Denver is 23 also.
So we got from 23 to 28. That's
23
the
to
range right
28.
now.
Yep.
Okay.
And everything else in between. And then we go up to number 16. We got I'm just gonna call him Stevenson from the Pats. Ramondre Stevenson from the Pats. I thought it was a little high, personally. Just for the fact that the way the Pats use their running backs, I didn't think that they would have any in the top, 20, but he's there. He's at 16. Another one, I think if he's at 16 come next year, I think would have had a very successful year. They got Bill O'Brien as their offense coordinator this year, so I think they'll have a little bit more rhyme and reason in their offense. Last year, when you got your defense coordinators calling, or primary defensive coaches calling offense and stuff like that, gets you into, I think, a little bit of trouble. And I think Belichick, looking back on it, was probably like, yeah, I probably should have had an offensive mind calling plays, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and he did again. I had to look it up to make sure, because that's about kind of where I see him. He was a 1,000-yard rusher, so that's about where he sits. He had 1,040 yards on 210 attempts.
Way to go, Ramondre.
Yeah, so
that was even with Damian Harris on the team. So
yeah, so I was actually going to put him lower, but that actually seems pretty fair.
All right, I'm good with that. Now this number 15, I actually think he should be higher. I think he bounced back from his Liz Frank injury last year. 24-year-old Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he's moving up on the list.
Yep.
I think
he's up there.
I think the Jags as a team are moving up. I think they've got the quarterback, they've got the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kirk, you got Calvin Ridley coming off suspension. I think Travis Etienne can be a lot like Christian McCaffrey. I think they have similar games, catching the ball to the backfield, explosive plays.
Yeah, they're both really good receiving backs. That's what I really like about them. He should be nice. He's one of those guys that he's a fantasy football killer. If you've seen him on fantasy football, you'll have bad feelings about him.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that he stays healthy just to see what happens with him. And then number 14 from the Texans, we got Dameon Pierce, 23 years old, ties for the youngest.
Yeah.
This is another one. I think he's young, still on the rookie contract. He's going to get a lot of carries. They're going to have a young quarterback down there, playing. Why am I forgetting his name? Alabama quarterback.
For Texans,
Young, Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce Young. Jeez.
Yeah. So I think he's getting a lot of carries. So Dameon Pierce, I think he can have a big year. He can move up on that list easily. Still young.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put him that high. Do you have what he rushed for last year? Because he got plenty.
I think he was over 1,000.
Was he over 1,000? Okay.
But it's just I didn't think he'd be that high up on the list either. Having him at number 14, that's pretty high. But that's saying a lot for the team that he was playing on. So.
Yeah. I mean, he did flash quite a bit last year. I mean, if you're seeing any Texas highlights on your phone, it's usually Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce.
So I might actually be okay with that.
And then we got number 13, Alvin Kamara from the Saints at 13. He is 27 now, which I actually kind of thought he was older too. But being 27, he's going to have Carr at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he can get back to his ways of when Breeze was there. I think he kind of had a bit of a drop-off last year. I don't think it's fully blamed on him. I just think
I think it's dysfunctional
quarterback, different quarterbacks playing. You had Jameis, and then you had why am I forgetting? Well, you didn't even know you had your Tyson Hill. At first they were like quarterback, then he's going to play. So now they got Carr there. So I would see Kamara's numbers pick up some. Then at number 12, we have got Kenneth Walker from Seattle, the old Michigan State running back. 12 seemed a little bit high for me. He had a couple good games, but I was like 12. I was like the 12th best.
That's too high.
I was like, seems a little high.
I got Pierce above him.
So
if we're doing that,
yeah,
that's just too high. I got to look at his stats last year. I don't know whether
he had over 1,000. I know
was
that.
over 1,000.
Yeah, but I was surprised. The next one surprises me even more. So I don't know if they were looking more at the potential of this year, but it's kind of like the Javonte Walker one.
Okay.
So number 11 is Breece Hall, 22 from the Jets. Here's my deal with Breece Hall is the same thing that I have with Javonte Williams is you're coming off knee injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually with running backs, it takes them a little while to get back, if ever get back into the groove again. He's going to have Aaron Rodgers back there.
Yeah.
So he's going to be put in good situations. It's just a matter of, how he's going to be being, coming off that knee injury. So
I'm actually okay with that one. I think he could actually turn it around. Really, if you get that, if you get him on a good roster, and he's not going to be.
It's just the health issues.
Mm-hmm.
It worries me. Something about knee injuries. I know as the years went by, people have coming off knee injuries and they've been more productive. But for the most part, it always seems like revert back to the Broncos. Like even Cortland Sutton, he came off a knee injury last year. Just seemed like he was just a little bit not Cortland Sutton-ish, what he used to be. But hopefully, this year they'll bounce back. Breece Hall, hopefully he won't have a year dip. Mm-hmm. I know Jets fans are like, you better come back and ready to roll because we're ready to roll.
Yeah.
They're expecting big things. And then we move up to number 10. We move up to the man without a team right now, Dalvin Cook, 27 years old, could still end up at the Dolphins, maybe Broncos, maybe.
That's fair. Yeah, he should still be regarded that high. You might even put him higher.
Yeah, I see. I think the same thing too. And what's happening with Dalvin Cook right now is he's getting caught up in the Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs deal where he's wanting a lot of money, and the teams are sitting there like, yes, we will give you like all these teams.
How old is Cook?
He's 27.
He's 27.
And
okay.
all these teams want to give these backs early money. But where they're like Saquon Barkley, for instance, they offered him $14 million a year,
mm-hmm.
which Saquon Barkley, it'd be crazy to turn it down. But the problem is they're not giving him no guaranteed money on the back end. And that's where all these are hitting sticking points. Like I guarantee you, the Vikings would have brought back Dalvin Cook in a heartbeat if he would have went for like a 4-year, say a 4-year, $50 or $60 million contract or something like that.
Right.
Front-ended heavy, no guaranteed money on the back. They'd do that in a heartbeat. But the running backs are wanting guaranteed money.
Which they should. And at that position, it makes sense to want the guarantee.
And like I read something today, it's like the backs are upset and they're upset at the teams, but they have no one really to be upset about other than the players union for when the collective bargaining agreement.
Mm-hmm.
That should be something every major sports team, basketball, baseball, guaranteed contracts.
But is that on the players union or is that on because those guys, I mean, yes, they should know what they're doing when they come into those agreements, but I almost feel like that's just kind of unfair.
Well, the owner
you're dealing with these owners that's their living.
The owner is always kind
of swindle them.
Like. And that's what's happening now with the running backs. It's like, and then like it's ages again, like you got Dalvin Hall, 27. Now we go to the next one for the Chargers, Austin Eckler, 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Austin Eckler being in the top 10. I think what he does for the Chargers is pretty really good.
I think he led in touchdowns last year, didn't he?
And great out of the backfield, catching the ball out of that McCaffrey mold, run catch. I'm good with number 9, but now we move up to number 8, 26-year-old from the Cowboys, Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. That's another one that I'm good with him at 8, but he's coming off an injury, and you don't know what it's going to be. Like, is he going to be ginger to start the season? Because Tony Pollard, he's the man of explosive plays. I just hope he don't come back and turn into like the Ezekiel Elliott where, yeah, he used to break off those 60-yard plays. Now he's breaking off 15, 20-yard plays just because he lost that extra gear. So I'm hoping that he'll come back healthy.
Yeah, that would be fun to see. As much as everyone hates the Cowboys, 2 great running backs, if they both kind of have that similar arc.
You know, where they so yeah, I'm hoping he comes back, but I'm good with him at 8 also. Am I good with him? Yeah, I'm good with him at 8. Yep. So we'll see. Hopefully he comes back healthy. So we're good to go. And then number 7 from the Packers, we got Aaron Jones. We talked a little bit about A.J. Dillon earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Jones, a lot's going to be asked of him this year, especially with the young quarterback, Jordan Love.
Yeah.
So it'll be, I think if we always revert to if he stays healthy.
That's a big question in the running back world.
But like with him, I think that he has potential to have a big season, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of RPOs with Jordan Love because he's a very mobile quarterback. Yeah. And to take the pressure off him, I think there'll be a lot of running the ball in Green Bay. It might even be something a surprise to Green Bay where they'll see a lot more running than what they're used to up there.
Yeah, he's pretty good at throwing it down the middle too. You see probably a lot of play actions with Love.
Yeah,
because that's one thing I noticed, and he hasn't had a ton of film on him, obviously, but he's pretty. He doesn't get scared throwing it in the middle.
Yeah,
which is what as a young quarterback or a guy just starting to figure it out, those kind of seem to be the throws that they are second late and leads to a lot of picks. So that could
either be really good or it might be really bad if you put him in a too tight a spot. So we'll see what happens there. But Aaron Jones, a lot to be asked of him. At number 6, I thought was actually a little bit low. Saquon Barkley of the Giants. Ooh. He's 26 years old.
Going up.
I thought he'd be higher. I just think he brings so much to the table. Runs the ball, passes the ball. Not everyone hates the Cowboys, Sanderson.
I know Pete Ferguson doesn't. Sanderson
most people hate him, and I don't hate him. I just like to give Pete a hard time.
No, I think Saquon should be higher. Production you might be able to argue and kind of.
I think they're looking maybe more like his injury proneness from the prior. But last year, he
doesn't turn it over ever.
He
never
was
drops
healthy,
a pass.
productive, and today I guess he's talking about maybe sitting out the entire season, just to show the Giants, But the problem is
Giants in a world of problems because that Danny Dimes extension does not make any sense if you're not bringing Barkley back.
Yeah, that'll be interesting if he decides to sit out the year. I just don't know. I understand it hurts the team, but I think it hurts the player. You go back to Le'Veon Bell sitting out the year, so it's such a weird situation. I don't know. I was trying to think about it on the way here. I was like, is it hurting the player or is it hurting the team? And yes, it's going to hurt the team if he sits out the entire year. But you add another year on to Saquon Barkley. So next year he'll be 27. And then the teams are going to come back and be like, well, we haven't seen you play in a year. Do you still have what it? So I feel like you're taking a heck of a chance by trying to sit out the year. I mean, I know I'm not sure what the what the franchise tag on running backs, if it's 10 or 11 million this year. So what it would be, and then you got to look at that too. It's like you're basically taking, I guess it's probably close to 10 million, if right about that. You're just saying, hey, I'm just flushing 10 million down the drain, and trying to fight a battle. So it's
10 mil,
10 million. Mm-hmm. Yep. So you're basically saying, hey, I don't want 10 million for the entire year.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't think he'll do it. I think when you get him, you see that dollar sign, to actually. Yeah, he has money, but that's still, I mean, that's generational wealth. I don't know if you can just walk.
And then I was wondering too about this too. And I mean, I know you're playing for football, but back in the day, the Lloyd's of London policies.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if he could go out and take out a huge insurance policy on himself. So say he plays for the 10 million, but then maybe he goes out and buys like a $50 or $60 million policy or something like that. If that's even possible, if there's any insurance guys out there, feel free to text in and let us know that. I'd be curious because back in the day, that was always a thing. Well, he's got a Lloyd's of London policy. So, hey, if he gets hurt, I mean, horrible that he gets hurt, but at least he has
He's
something to
covered,
fall
right.
back on. So.
Wait, where are we at on the list real quick?
Oh, we are moving up to number 5. We got to
number
break.
5. Yeah, let's go to break.
Yep, let's go to break, then we'll cover the last 5 and the top 10, and we'll be good to go. So we'll send it a break. I almost said the drive. This is the Wide World of Raff.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like getting new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best we can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. We're on the brink of spring cleanups for all of our existing customers and have limited spots left. We trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give us a call today at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of our designers and get ready for Tailored Life's grand opening in Bennett.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
Hey there.
Hi, honey.
Uh-oh.
Remember we told Jamie and Mike about Liberty First Credit Union, how great their checking account and car loans are, the amazing service we get, and how we love being members?
Yeah.
Well, they took our advice. Jamie said how easy it was to move all their accounts and become members. Now they say they're banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union.
Learn more about being a member at libertyfirstcu.com. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Member NCUA.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Problem gambling affects more than the gambler. It affects spouses, children, extended family members, and friends. If you are a loved one who's struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 476-2300.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're
definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts and service teams are ready to serve you this planning season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
You're listening to the Wide World of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. We got our top 5. Wrap up the show. Throw it over to AD here in a few minutes. He has the AOE coming up. But all right, we'll start at number 5 from the Colts, Jonathan Taylor, 24 years old. I think I'm good with that. I mean, I know they have a quarterback situation. They don't know, Anthony Richardson, what's going to happen there. But he's earned, I think, a top 5 ranking. It's just a matter of, well, actually, I take that back in my top 10. I don't have him in the top 5. I take that back. I don't know. He coming off an injury, same thing.
I'm putting him lower just because of the injury.
Yeah.
And just last
and
year I wasn't
you don't know what
amazed.
the quarterback, so you just don't know. So number 4, Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. I'm good with 4. I'm good with 4. He had a good season last year. Raiders are kicking themselves now for not giving him the option. Now we have to see whether what he's going to do with his franchise tag, or if he'll sit out, or what'll happen there. 3, Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey at 3. I'm good with that. They do everything.
Who was 5 again? Real quick.
Number 5 was Jonathan Taylor.
So JT, Adams,
Jacobs,
and
now McCaffrey at 3. His thing is stay healthy. If he stays healthy, he's one of the best in the league, but got to stay healthy. Number 2, they have Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's 29. He's the oldest man on the list. 29, Derrick Henry. And then at number 1, they got Nick Chubb from the Cleveland Browns. 27-year-old Nick Chubb.
Not one for me.
He's
top 5.
I didn't think he was one for me either. So, all right. So that was their top 32. Now we'll do the Raff with the Wide World of Raff top 10. And then we'll be pretty much close to the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. I'll hit the music on number 1.
Our timing is great. All right. Number 10, Travis Etienne.
Okay.
Number 9, Aaron Jones. Number 8, Jonathan Taylor.
I'm putting AJ above JT.
All right. Number 7, Tony Pollard.
Okay.
Number 6, Austin Eckler. Number 5, Delvin Cook.
That's a better spot for Cook.
Yeah.
The last list kind of disrespected him a little bit, I thought.
Number 4, Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
Number 3, Saquon Barkley.
Okay. I like that better.
Number 2, Christian McCaffrey. And number 1, the man from Alabama, Derrick Henry.
Okay.
He's the oldest man. So on the list, so he needs to be number 1. But the thing with Derrick Henry, I think after this year, he starts to drop. He's number 1 this year, and then it'll start falling off. It's that whole age thing.
You don't see a lot of great running backs in the
being
30s.
30 in the NFL is not a good thing for being a running back.
Mm-hmm. Sanderson said Chubb is absolutely number 1.
Chubb number 1. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again for listening to the Wide World of Raff. We'll see you again next week. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the drive at 8 in the morning. But next up, we got AD. He's got an awesome guest coming up. So be sure to listen in, and we will talk to you all next week.